Are you struggling to have your voice heard in the crowded online space? It's time to discover the secret weapon digital marketers are using to build captivating personal brands that's way easier than you think. My name's Angela Cinzali, and in this video, I'm going to do 3 things to show you how. Using AI, like Ruby AI or ChatGPT, to get crystal clear on your brand identity and your values. 2, craft an authentic bio and content that relates to your audience. And 3, help you stand out from the competition and turn casual browsers into raving fans. So get ready, because you're about to learn a game-changing personal branding hack that can transform your online visibility. Listen in while I share secrets to building a personal brand with my team of digital marketers and AI fans. Let's get started. So basically, in Ruby has ChatGPT 4.0. Ruby has the mini version, which is what the free version would look like for ChatGPT. She also has ChatGPT 4.0, the full version, which is what, if you have a subscription to ChatGPT, this is the model that you would be using. It's included in Ruby. But we also have 8 other chats available to us. Many of these are free versions, and then there's also paid versions included in here. My choice is, I've used all of them, and depending on what I'm doing, I might change the chat model, but I really, really like Claude Haiku. I like the answers, I like the information. And because Claude Haiku is vision enabled and anchoring enabled, the search features of Claude and the information I get back I feel is more relevant when I get that information back. So that's my choice. So this is telling me that I'm in Claude Haiku. So you can do this in any chat model that you're working with. Now, I do want to say, to caveat to this, if you start this conversation and you've never had a conversation with a chat platform at all, you have to give it a little bit more information. If you're already working with a chat model of some type, ChatGPT, Gemini, you're paying for it, you're using it, then it's gonna know you some. So basically, I started out with a very simple question. Can you create a persona about me? Now, we can get confused about what a persona is, right? Yes. So in Ruby, a persona is a model of the voice, tone, and in the language of the person you want to speak to. But a persona can also be who you are. So where today, for this exercise, I am talking about who I am. I'm going to get at who I am and what I'm interested in and what I stand for, because this is what's going to be the foundation of my brand. Regardless of what colors I like, I still need to know who I am and what I'm going to say. So, of course, Ruby answers me and says, of course I can. So she right away needs, information that she's going to include as name, age, occupation. Now, because I have we have extensive conversations, she was able to start out giving me some information. She said that I'm curious and inquisitive, always eager to learn new things, empathetic and considerate, imaginative, adaptable and open-minded. She thinks that my interests include reading, traveling, hiking, and cooking. Now, how would she know that? Because I ask her questions when I'm trying to develop recipes. I've asked her for travel information. I've asked her to give me summaries of books. So she's thinking that I like to do these things because these are the conversations we've been having. And she says that I have a commitment to sustainability. I believe in the power of education. And she wants to know, please let me know if you would like me to modify or expand on this persona in any way. So she's now asking me for feedback. But guess what? I don't know what to tell her. I could say, yeah, that looks great, right? That'd be the easy way out. That looks great, and keep moving. But says this is a mistake I've been making for myself, and maybe you could relate that I didn't go deep enough. We look forward to moving on to the next thing. I got to get the next thing done instead of getting the information. And a tip I have for all of you is that regardless of the information that you get when you query your chats, ask more questions. And you've probably heard me say this 100 times. Just like when you're talking to your prospects, how do you give them the best information? You got to ask questions. How am I going to get the best information? I'm going to ask questions, but I don't know what to ask. So I said to her, what questions do you have for me to get a deeper understanding of who I am and how I relate to others in the workplace? So I got specific with her. I want her to go deeper. I want to go deeper. And I'm also asking her how I relate. I'm using the phrases relate to others because this is why I'm doing this. And I gave her a specificity of in the workplace. Because my personal life here doesn't matter. It's how I relate in business. And I needed her to know that. So she gave me some very specific questions. Now, I'm not going to read every single one of them to you, but I do want you to see where she's going. And so you can see in the bold, we're talking about communication style. So surface level communication style, collaboration and teamwork, problem solving, adaptability, conflict management, motivation, productivity, decision making, learning, work-life balance, values, and beliefs. They're all numbered. So for example, question number 1, how would you describe your communication style? Do you prefer direct, concise communication or more detailed, nuanced approach? Do you adapt your style based on the situation or the audience? So she's really getting specific here. So as I go through these questions, now how do I answer? This is why Gloria thinks I'm a little weird. I literally answered every single question. How's the best way to do that? Because she numbered them, I numbered them. So now we know we're talking 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. So number 1, I like direct communication. I'm not good with wordy explanations and small talk. Now, I am speaking to her just like I would speak to someone who was asking me these questions because this is how I communicate with her. Number 2, I love to collaborate with others. I like to brainstorm. I enjoy supporting other people's projects and support them to succeed. I enjoy quiet time, but most of my ideas and thoughts would come from being with others. So I'm giving her both sides. There was one that, so question number 6 was motivation and productivity. What motivates you in the workplace? Do you thrive on achieving specific goals and deadlines? How do you stay productive? So I got honest with her because, again, I need to get to the bottom of this. And I said, I am motivated by others liking what I'm doing. Praise and acceptance is important to me. I have difficulty being motivated when I'm unsure if I'm hitting the mark. Can anyone relate with that? Sometimes it's hard to be motivated if you're not actually sure that you're going in the right direction. So I answered all 10 questions.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt for a second to say that, like, I think a lot of us think, oh, how do I word this to her? And like the way Angela is talking to Ruby, it's like as if she's just sitting chatting with me and she's not all hung up on that have got the right wording or this, that, or the other thing. It's pretty crazy. And I've given up on being the perfectionist about capitalization and punctuation with Ruby because it's like, Gloria, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go back and capitalize that. It doesn't matter. So you don't have to get hung up on, you know, exactly how I write this. So this is great, Angela. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for pointing that out, Ruby. And Ruby, thanks for pointing that out, Gloria.
See,
Ruby doesn't care. Like,
Ruby's a better friend to Angela than I am. That's what she thinks. She thinks Ruby is a better friend than me. I'm crushed.
oh, I
I'm
don't
go
think
sit in my
that's the
corner.
case. I don't think that's the case. Okay, so excellent point. Just be honest and just talk to her the way you would talk to her. I mean, just type it up, just answer the questions and be really honest. So she came back and she took what I said and she categorized it into, so again, we want personality traits, we want work styles, and we want core values. And so she's come up with that I'm logistical and problem solving oriented, and I'm willing to try new approaches to find a solution. That is exactly who I am. That's exactly who I am. I'm a diplomat. I'm very diplomatic in a conflict resolution, but I'm not afraid to address the issue if I have to. If you go back and you look at my answers, I said that I'm like that. Like I'm definitely a collaborator, but I'm not afraid to tell people when it's necessary. I told her I struggle with keeping a good work schedule. I tend to work a lot. I don't go to the gym. I don't, I'm telling you what my struggles are. This is how, when we can open up and we can say what our struggles are, it's not just what we're good at, but it's what our struggles are too. Because how do we get to know what our pain points are and our struggles are of the people that of our clients are?
But you don't have to worry about opening up to Ruby because nobody's going to see it.
Yes,
It's not
exactly.
it's not like you're on a Zoom call and you don't want to turn your camera on or you don't want to tell somebody you're struggling with this. You crack me up, Angela, talking about opening up as if to Ruby.
Well,
It's
okay, I'm
great.
not, but it's true. You guys, so all right, I need you guys, I want to see all your faces. So often when we answer questions like this, we are trying to find the perfect answer, right? And when we look for the perfect answer, we don't actually get to we don't really get where we want to go because we're too busy trying to fool it into being something we're actually not, which is then why we all get tripped up when we go to market ourselves or do our thing. That has been my experience. Heidi, do you have a question?
Well, I was going to add to what you just said in that when we know ourselves and we're clear on our content, we're usually wanting to relate to people who have had our struggles. So when you talked about getting your struggles into Ruby, that content that you create based on who your persona is, likely whatever we're promoting or selling, we probably want to promote it to people that have had similar struggles because our mess is our message. So I wanted to bring that to this conversation. Back to you.
Thanks, Heidi. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so if you remember, she still doesn't have my name, my age, my occupation. So I added those. I just in the next chat, I added it in and I tried to say a little, I realized I should probably say a little bit about, I'm a property manager, I'm a chef. I used to be a landscape professional. I like sports. I like teaching people things, etc. So I wanted to sort of give her a little bit more about my personality. And you can see thanks. So she's now updated my persona. And when I look at this, you know, I can relate to this. I can say, yeah, that's me. This is me. Um, I can live with this. This is good. So I then said to her, so like I said before, don't stop there. So what else? What else do you need to know to create a persona for me? I want to be sure when I'm creating my digital marketing that I'm able to tap into myself, what I might be looking for, my pains and struggles, to provide solutions to readers and subscribers. So this is to Heidi's point, is I'm now trying to say, okay, I want to be able to identify this, because when I'm going to be an expert in my field, I only need to be one or two above the person I'm talking to, right? It's like, if I'm talking to a kindergartner, I only need to be in second or third grade. If I'm talking to a high schooler, I only need to be in, that's how we think. So I don't need to know everything, but my story is what's going to help others find me, because people don't join companies, they join people. So when people are following me on socials, they want to know that I got over this thing. One of my biggest struggles is that I couldn't write emails. I couldn't get started. That's part of my story. AI's helped me to do that now. That's part of my story. So she asked me more questions. What are your primary professional and personal goals? What drives you or inspires you? What are your obstacles and frustrations? So she gave me a whole more list of questions. And she said, exploring these areas in more depth will help me craft an even more robust and insightful persona that can guide your digital marketing strategy. Please feel free to share any additional details you're comfortable providing. The more I understand about your unique goals, challenges, preferences, and worldview, the better I can assist you in connecting with your target audience. Thanks for watching my video. If you like what you heard in this video, please like and subscribe and share it with anyone that you think it might be helpful for. If you're interested in learning more about Ruby AI or other AI tools, there's a link in the description for Ruby. Also, I host a weekly collaborative AI call where I have guest presenters, anyone using AI, Ruby, and with a digital marketing backbone. And we have a Q&A. So if you were to hop on to either Ruby or the Digital Marketers Success Network, which I'll tell you about, you too can be a part of that weekly call. Also, the Digital Marketers Success Network is a group of individual digital marketers from all walks of life, affiliate marketers, network marketers, brick and mortar, you name it, we're in there. And we have weekly training calls. There are video lessons, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, weekly Q&A. It's mind-blowing. And if you'd like to know more about the Digital Marketer Success Network, there is a link in the description. But more importantly, reach out. Let's have a conversation. Thanks for watching my videos. Have a great day.